Have you ever felt like life is calling you inward, like there's something deeper that's happening beneath your surface, something that's quiet that you can't really recognize, but it also feel necessary? Like a moment in time where everything is calm and quiet, where your distractions start to fade, the noise start to dissolve, and sometimes you can feel like you're trapped in your thoughts and in your mind, where you have so many ideas and aspirations and you may carry anxiety and other things. It can feel like it's a lot going on in your mind, but something else might be happening. This is what I call, or at least for me, how I like to explain it for myself is that I feel like I'm going into a deeper season. A deep season is a term that you may hear often. Maybe you don't hear it at all, but it's something that I feel like is definitely different. It's just a time when you're starting to transition and transform and you're trying to become a better version of yourself for what you are. A deep season is not a phase, it's not a trend, but this is growth where you start to transform, where you ask more of yourself, more consistency, more faith, more honesty, more discipline. And if you ever felt like this, then you, my dear, you, my friend, are in what I call a deep season. And this is not just another self-help concept, but this is the foundation of every great transformation. And it doesn't just change what you do, but it changes who you are to a degree. And it's not a temporary mood. It's not a bad year. It's not a healing era. It's something far more intentional. And this is where life, I shouldn't say life, more like ourselves, our mental strips away the non-essentials so we can focus on that core work, the kind that reshapes you and your future self. But here's the truth. Many people don't recognize a deep season, or they run from it because it feels uncomfortable. Or they may want the highlight reel and don't want to do the work. They want the victory, but they don't want the vulnerability that it takes. But you're different. You're here because you sense that real growth happens beneath the surface and you're ready to do the work. It could be signs that you're headed to your deep season. You may crave solitude. Small talk drains you, but you need more depth to fuel you. Deep conversation, deep thought, deep study, deep meditation. Old habits no longer serve you. You're craving more discipline. You're ignoring your distractions. And then you're maybe confronting those hard truths about yourself, about your relationships, about what you do, what it is you want to be. And this one is really tough, especially for myself. If you feel like growth or you're growing, but it feels so slow to the point where you're feeling stagnant and like you're putting in the work, but you're not seeing the results, that can be tough to deal with. I deal with that myself all the time, where I feel like I want to keep moving forward. I got this forward momentum, but sometimes you just lose your momentum. And I was talking to Nadi the other day and I was telling her that, sometimes, and I don't really ever feel like this, but most of the time I'm always a person that has momentum. And even if I don't have the momentum in life, I have momentum in my mind and my thoughts to keep moving forward, to get to the goal and accomplish my goal and keep moving. I'm always on the journey to get to the destinations, and we know destinations is a moving target, but it's a journey that you need that momentum on. But I felt like lately my momentum started to slow down. It's almost like a train that is on the train tracks and it's coming to a stop, and it gradually slows down and then it starts to reverse backwards. And sometimes life can feel that way. And Nadi made a good point that helped me to recalibrate how I was thinking about that. And she said, sometimes it's good to slow down. Sometimes it's good to stop. And it may be even good to start going backwards, because you may need to make a detour or make another turn or to recalibrate your navigation system. And so I thought that was really profound. It made me stop and think, you know what, that's a great way to look at it. Maybe that's the case. Anyways, a way to stay positive about the whole situation. But if this sounds familiar, I don't want you to be discouraged. You're not lost. You're not behind. You're just being prepared for what's next. Your transformation. And every deep season, every transformation moves in phases. So maybe you can expect some of these things. Number one, you start to stop listening to all the noise. There's so much going on out here. So much distractions. There's so much information, and it's just a lot. And I appreciate you tuning into this, but how many different YouTube channels are there out there? TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Substack. It goes on and on and on. By the way, follow me on Substack. Try to drown out the noise so you can listen to your inner voice just to hear your thoughts. Sometimes you just need to turn everything off. No TV, no social media, no radio, and just listen to your thoughts and what your mind is trying to say to you. But then also, you start to confront what's maybe been ignored for so long. Your fears, your doubts, unresolved pain, trauma, so forth and so on. And there are different phases where things may start to happen or you can look for that may feel a little bit uncomfortable. Number one, I call it the unraveling, where old layers start to peel away. It's uncomfortable, it's unfamiliar, but it's necessary. So definitely lean into that process of feeling like you're being unraveled because it's those layers coming off. Number two, there's the digging. And this is where you face what you may have buried. Is it painful? It could be. Is it liberating? For sure. And then there's the rebuilding process where you start living from truth and not your habits. And most people quit at stage one because it feels like it's a loss. But those who keep going, they discover that it was never a loss at all. It was making space for what's next, making space for the new version of you. You know, you need space to grow and to transform and to become more of the person that you want to be. And there's another hard truth. Most people waste their deep season because they misunderstand it. They think that it's a detour when really it could be the main role. And they may make critical mistakes like rushing the process, or they compare their behind the scenes footage to someone else's highlight reel. And we know with the age of social media and technology, you always see the highlight reels, and that's cool. That's great. That's what social media is for, to show different levels of life, but there's different levels of life that's not seen as well. And so don't compare your grind, your behind the scenes footage to someone else's highlight reel. And I'm not the type to ever feel jealous or envious of everyone else, but sometimes I do feel like, man, I appreciate where they are and the optics, and you just want to get to that same place yourself. I know that feeling. That's cool. But just stay in your own world, stay inside the day. And number three, some people expect for people to clap for work that no one even sees yet. They anticipate the recognition and applause for work that is still in its stages and not visible to anyone else. And then there's this expectation, especially now, of instant gratification, even before the product is launched, before the service is rendered, or the project is completed, so forth and so on. So you definitely don't want to be in that mind space, because this season, your deep season, emphasizes durability over visibility. And if you want to maximize this season, do this. Protect your solitude. Use this time for clarity and structure. And that's one thing that I'm really working on myself, is just to have more clarity and structure. That's important. The other thing is to embrace the discomfort. It's the price of transformation. So you can't grow inside your comfort zone. And I think that's true to a degree. So you just have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And then document your growth. Start a journal. Reflect on where you've been and where you're going. Track your shifts. Take pictures. Start a YouTube channel and look at where you came from and where you're going. That's one thing I do like about social media or YouTube. It's one thing I hate too, because you can look back and see those terrible videos, or I know for myself, I have a lot of footage just throughout the years of being in houses and flipping and this and that. And I was a lot heavier, and anyways, I won't even go there. And then also surround yourself with depth, intellectual depth, emotional depth, mental depth. Remember, if it's a shallow input, you're going to get a shallow output. We're going deeper, 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 deeper. And remember, a deep season is not something that you get through, but it's something that we embrace. It's something that you leverage. And one day you'll look back at the season and realize that it wasn't the obstacle, but it was the bridge. It was a bridge between who you were and who you were becoming. Let me reiterate that again, because I think it's important. One day you'll look back at this season, this challenging, transformative period, and realize it wasn't the insurmountable obstacle that it once seemed, but in truth, it was just a bridge. The bridge between who you were and the bridge of who you are powerfully becoming. This is where you develop a deeper understanding of yourself and cultivate the resilience that will serve you for years to come. So don't rush through it. Don't be desperate for its end. And I know that it's easy to say, harder to do, but every moment holds a lesson. Every struggle, a seed of wisdom. Don't resent it, because even in this discomfort, it's shaping you to become a more complete and authentic version of yourself. And most of all, don't waste it. As I said before, embrace the discomfort, lean into the lessons, and allow this transformative period to propel you forward, because this is the foundation of your future self. And if this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments and tell me where you are within your deep season. And if you know anyone who needs to hear this, share this with them, because they might need the reminder. And also, you may have heard me talk about forfeit before. It's something that's near and dear to my heart. I live by it. It's a 30-day inner restoration guide, but there's so much material in there. I don't know if you can get through it in 30 days. The link is in the description. It's powerful. It is encouraging. It's upbuilding. It helps me tremendously. Everyone who have applied it and meditated on it, it has helped them tremendously. It's called 30 Days to Inner Restoration by Forfeit. I think you will love it. I think you appreciate it. And thanks for stopping by. I enjoyed talking to you. I hope this was encouraging. I hope this was upbuilding. And I will see you on the next video. All right. Until then, I hope you have the best life ever. I hope all goes well. Remember, stay strong. Don't sweat the small stuff. Dance like no one's looking. All of that stuff. All right. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.